How important is transparency in the media and in politics, especially regarding Brexit and an upcoming general election?
This is absolutely critical because it goes to the heart of what kind of society we want to live in. Do we want to live in a genuine democracy or not? And the situation we have at the moment, where a tiny number of incredibly wealthy people can anonymously influence both the media and politics, subverts our democracy. It's not truly a democracy when that's happening. So I raised issues with the Institute of Economic Affairs and the group that calls themselves the Taxpayers Alliance. They're a company owned by two guys. They're not a membership organisation for taxpayers. These are hard right lobby groups. They want things like privatisation of the NHS, an aggressive trade deal with America, the lowering of food standards, the lowering of health and safety standards. They want all of this stuff and just so happen to be funded by the corporate interests who would profit the most from stripping away these protections. These are protections for all of us. The NHS exists for the public. Health and safety legislation exists for our benefit. Since European health and safety legislation came in at work, workplace deaths have dropped by 2/3. This stuff saves lives. These people don't want that because they exist to serve corporate interests. Now, if you had British American Tobacco on the BBC arguing against a public health campaign around reducing smoking, now, I don't have a problem with that. I assume if you had British American Tobacco and you'd have a doctor on to balance that argument out, they have a right to have that debate. It's a legitimate debate, and you know why British American Tobacco are arguing for what they're arguing for. They are that corporate interest. When you have this front group who have these benign names like the Institute for Economic Affairs, when they're on and they're arguing against public health measures, and they're not saying, by the way, I'm paid by British American Tobacco, the public are not getting a fair representation of what's going on. The public get the impression this is a legitimate think tank, they're independent, they're unbiased, therefore their words should carry some weight here. That subverts the debate, it subverts it massively. That these are not legitimate economic actors. They're not a legitimate think tank. They are a front group for corporate interests. And if corporate interests want to lobby, they have every right to do it themselves, to do it directly and to do it out in the open. My challenge to the BBC around having these groups on is, if you insist on having them on, make them declare who funds them, because they refuse to do that. We only know some of their funders because of odd things like there's a couple of American states that force corporations to disclose who they're giving money to, which is how we know of things like British American Tobacco. It's grossly unfair on the viewing public to have these people on but not know why they're arguing for what they're arguing for. They're not independent, they're not unbiased, they're corporate lobbyists, and they should be on with that label if they're on at all. I actually think most of the time these people don't need to be on. You can have genuine experts on arguing for both sides.